Hello everyone, and welcome back to Kenshi. So, today's the day of the heist, and I figured we would take the whole group, because if we left anyone behind and someone came through, well, we would just be in a bad situation. And so, I brought everyone with us, and we are getting attacked a little way along the way here, but it quickly loses interest. Animals are kind of territorial, so they'll screw off if you get far enough away from them. But then we have dust banditos over here. These jerks who at every step we take decide to kill us. But luckily they can want to talk here, so they drop your weapons and bleed. And I say, okay, let's take this peacefully. And they want me to hand over our cats, which, I mean, I would do. I only have 36. I don't know why it didn't give me an option to be like, okay, here, yeah, you can take my 36 cats. But either way, things break out into a fight, and everyone is doing their best, except for Cirrus, who is going to watch. Apparently Dirt is just watching too, or at least he was, but we also have Gills, who is just kind of chilling. So, literally right before we managed to get to the way station, we're accosted by these stupid bandits and are unfortunately forced to fight them, because if we were to run away, they would just overtake us and beat us up pretty much. So I got a couple of guys here. I'm going to have Zan shoot this animal while Cirrus kind of lures it around, or at least tries to. You can see me kind of running around to avoid taking damage in anything. And I really wanted to make sure that Cirrus was not in the line of fire when Zan is firing at him. But there's only so much we can do here. So I keep trying to run away, and finally it goes that way, and tries to fight Zan rather than Cirrus. And we're going to have, well, Gills would be healing, but she doesn't have any med kits, which means I got to give some of the 32 that for some reason Cirrus is still carrying over to her. So now, with the med kits, we can have her heal Cirrus while everyone else continues fighting. Already we have Kang, Oran, and Rain, who has gone down. Everyone else seems to be doing all right for the most part. We're holding strong here, so I'm going to use Zan and loot some of the guys nearby so they don't get back up. Now we're just kind of checking to see who's still alive. You know, the usual combat stuff. We want to make sure that no one needs immediate medical attention, and if they do, we give it to them. Gills will go and start healing people, and Cirrus will just kind of be waiting and chilling here at the moment. But the battle does seem to be going in our favor. This one dust bandit tries to get away, but we assassinate him, make him go thunk, and then make sure he never gets up again. And with that, we've basically won the battle. There's a couple more who were firing bows down at us, up a little bit higher. And you can see everyone kind of go over there, and the one guy's like, no, because he knows he's going to get just destroyed. And the other guy says, oh, you'll die for what you've done, even though they're the ones who started things by trying to, rob us, and then started to fight with us. But for the most part, we're able to survive this encounter with only 3 people falling down and a couple other injuries all around. So we're not doing too bad for this fight. It really feels like our characters have gotten a little bit stronger, and we have managed to make a name for ourselves. I guess getting beaten up by all the river raptors down in Okran's Pride and fighting them has helped to increase our stats a little bit, which has been nice. But Cirrus is going to go around, steal stuff from them, or not steal stuff, but grab the execution thing from them, and everyone else is just going to fight. So that's pretty much all we're doing here. Meanwhile, Gills is going to be healing everyone. You can see right there, Zan had actually shot and injured Cirrus because Cirrus was standing in his way, which was not great. But now we're going to have Zan go around and pick up any of the toothpick ammunition that we have around on the ground. So we're going to be looking for people with bow guns. I see he has an arm on him, but I think that's the one we're missing. So I'm like, ooh, maybe I can take this guy's left arm, and no, because it's a shoddy one, and it has really poor thievery and lockpicking stats. It, in fact, will decrease our stats with how bad it is. So we're not going to even worry about taking that. But Ran the Great gets up and is able to try and pick up Oran. That way we can kind of keep moving everyone together. We do need someone to pick up Kang, so we have Sad Neil, who's over here, going to try to pick him up. I then also noticed that Sad Neil did not get any healing done, so we need to make sure everyone's healed up here. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing. And right there, I was going around deciding who exactly was going to pick up our guy there. So once everyone's fully healed, we'll once again continue on towards the way station, and the rest of the time is going to be a pretty uneventful time here. So grab everyone, and we just continue onward as I continue looting more arrows, compare the crossbows, make sure that mine is indeed the best one that I can possibly get at the moment. I was curious what that object there on the ground there was, but it was just nothing. It's just like a random pipe on the ground, essentially. And we'll take some more. So, with that, we all continue on our way. And I think the actual reason I'm not healing Sad Neil is because we don't have anything to heal him with, now that I think about it. But the rest of the journey's uneventful, except for these guys. I forgot about these guys. So I'm trying to just run away because I really don't want to deal with these guys, and we're fairly close to the way station. So I consider my options here, and we're going to put down our guys who are injured. Sirius is going to run away and try not to get destroyed, but Gills, our medic, is down. And we can see some more banditos coming around. So Cirrus is gonna try and work his way over here. So I'm gonna try to have him assassinate these guys once he gets out of line of sight, but I end up never being able to pull off the assassination. It really sucks. You need like a really decent assassination level in order to get good assassinations on people when they're aware. It also doesn't help we are under the bright sun right now where everyone can just easily see you. But we do have some more supplies and various things here that we can grab. So everyone is, for the most part, back up and running. This will not be our last encounter with bandits today or ever. We're going to continue running into bandits the entire time that we play this game. Always accosted by enemies, never given a chance to really regain our breath. It's just sort of how Kenshi goes. And that's one of the things that makes it fun, because, you know, sure, you could, you know, go to a city and build up your stuff, but you're limited in your growth when you're in a city, unless you buy all of the housing there. But I'm just kind of looking around, making sure no one else there. We're going to repair, or sorry, not repair, heal Rain the Great, and then try to pick her back up and everything. We really need to get Cirrus another arm. That is one of the things that we absolutely need to do. But for now, we're just going to kind of collect everyone together, and we'll make sure that they all are getting the healing that they need, and we're able to basically continue onward. So we're going to have, I think Ruka is going to go pick up Rain the Great. And they're going to rejoin our group over here, and we're going to continue onward. Because we're getting really close. We're just so far away because we're slow now. So we're just not having a real good time yet. But we will continue on and prevail. So I kind of have Sad Neil go up first. That way he can sort of check the area, kind of scout for us in a way. Because he's one of my weaker characters that we're not really attached to or anything. Because he's just Sad Neil, you know. So he's going to sprint on ahead. And we're just going to watch and see how he does getting there. Because I figure with him losing health, we can try to at least go to the robotics guys, see if they have a repair kit that we can buy from them. And so I'm going to be talking to them and seeing what they have. I try to talk to both, but they both appear to have the same exact inventory. So it doesn't really matter who I talk to at this point. And as you can see, those are 4,200 each. We only have 200, unfortunately. Or 2,000 cats. And there's nothing else we can buy from what I can see, except we have one here. Ooh. Leave it to the non-robotic traders to have what you need, right? So anyway, we'll be able to repair Sad Neil while everyone else is continuing their journey up here. It will take them quite a little bit to continue the journey, just because they are so battered. Everyone is injured, and I have them matching speed to the slowest person, so they all run as a group. You can have them go their own speed, and that's what I do here. I switch that speed modifier on the bottom right there so that everyone is running as fast as they can, and I start telling them to go passive. That way Sad Neil will stay inside the city and not do anything. But I'm tired of fighting with the bandits, and I figure if we can get people inside, we can at least, you know, survive here. But also, the shinobi guards will help to attack and defeat the dust bandits. So we're going to use the town guard to our advantage here, and hopefully not have too many more injuries, because at this rate we were going to be fighting a couple more groups of dust bandits from the look of things as we ran up here. So everyone is going to be staying inside for the most part. We're going to have Sad Neil go out and try to recover some of the guys who have fallen. And he's going to come and bring us back here. That way Gills or another person can heal them and get them medical attention. One thing that I noticed about the people here is if you're knocked unconscious inside the tavern, they'll throw you outside, which I think is kind of rude. It's very not nice of them. But we finally made it safely to the way station, and we managed to get here in one piece for the most part. We might have taken some damage, but by the gods we got here, right? So we're just having everyone heal up, and unfortunately, even though it is night, and it would be the perfect time to, you know, begin stealing, Cirrus is unconscious and injured. And then when he's injured, he has less chance, or less, what you call it? He has less stealth. He gets a stealth penalty for being injured. And so I'm like, okay, let's just talk to some of these people, see if we can recruit them, and kind of go from there. So this is Plank, and she wants revenge on, I think it was bandits or something, but unfortunately we don't have enough money to hire her, so we just ignore her for now. And then these guys are traders. They want to, or not traders, they're mercenaries. A lot of the people in here tend to be mercenaries, and we aren't able to recruit them at all. So I'm just like, hey, y'all want to help? Nope, you want money for it. So I do find one more person to talk to, and it's the guy in the orange overcoat here. His name is Hops. And what's nice about him is we can acquire for free. Also, I spent some money putting Cirrus in a bed upstairs so that he can recover his injuries faster. So this guy wants to tell us his stories, and we just kind of say, yeah, that's cool, old man. Really cool. Yeah, that's so cool. And we're just kind of like talking him up so we can be like, you know, you're not too old yet. You can keep joining us. And so he joins us. And we got a new person to add to our collection, essentially. And no one else here wants to join our party, unfortunately. So not much we can do yet. We're just going to basically wait around and put Cirrus in this bed so that he can rest and they won't kick us out. Unfortunately, it does cost like 200 for a bed, which sucks. But I'm just kind of flickering around, looking at everyone's stats, and at this point, there is not much for us to do other than just wait around, wait for Cirrus to get better. I do sell some of the hide that we had that we did not need. But right now I'm going through everyone, making sure they're on passive, making sure they're not going to get aggressive when Cirrus inevitably does get caught stealing. But we're going to cut ahead here to when Cirrus wakes up and we're ready to steal some stuff. So our first thing is the robotics workshop. Now what's nice about these robotics workshops is that people don't really care if you steal from them other than the occupants inside. So no one else in town other than the two sellers are going to care that we are stealing from this place. So it's a good first place to start stealing from. Okay, so I run in here, and my initial thought of what to do is I'm going to try to have Cirrus stay in the back here, and then Kang is going to shut the door, which prompts the two shopkeepers to try and go up to open the door, and while their back is turned, I can either assassinate them, or I can try to steal their stuff. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Get close enough to steal. I have like a 50% chance to steal, I think it was. Like 70 something, but they catch me immediately, and so I'm just like, I'm taking all your stuff then. I don't care. It's all gonna be mine. You might also note by looking at the character portraits that Hops is not awake. So when I positioned everyone, I had positioned most of the guys outside away from the front gate. That way, just in case something does go down, I was able to get them all to flee and stuff like that. Well, Hops had the unfortunate luck of being struck with one of the mounted crossbows in the leg, which tore his leg clean off, and now he cannot walk by himself. Which makes him kind of a useless character if we can't get a robotic limb for him. And unfortunately, the only robotic limb that we have that's a leg is for the wrong leg for him. But here we do see that we have a couple of robotic arms, and I'm just kind of making sure I know which arm I'm missing here, seeing which one, if any, would be good for me to equip on here. And there is this masterwork left arm that I think we're going to put on him because it doesn't give us any negatives for stealth and thievery. The only thing it gives negative is swimming, but it also increases our dexterity and stuff, and it's really the only arm I can equip right now that's not going to give me bad vibes. So I take all that stuff, move over here. We have more legs here, but they're all for the wrong leg. Can you imagine? Though the one leg that we need, we just cannot get. So I'm looking here, and it's like, oh, it's his left leg, but all of them are right legs. Every single one of them. And we got some good legs, too. We got the stealth legs, we got the heavy lifter legs, and we also got the zoom, run very fast legs. But none of them work. So right now I'm just switching all this stuff over to Rain the Great. All of the limbs that I have, so that way Cirrus can continue to steal these other limbs here. And now that they're all gone, we're going to, first of all, have Kang run away, because we don't want him to get involved here. And we're then going to give the rest of the limbs over to Rain. That way Cirrus can move fast enough, and we're going to have him just run outside of the city. That way we can hopefully get the robots to no longer care. And look, they don't care. No one else in the city cares because people don't really like robots. The skeletons aren't very well liked in the Kenshi universe, so you can see where the blood is from Hops kind of dying. He actually, right where like the date and the fast forward arrows and stuff are, that huge pool of blood, that's all Hops' blood. Yep. So I'm just double checking to see if I have a left leg, and I'm like, left, 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 left. Nope, they're all right. How? How are they all right? But yeah, unfortunately we could not get him a limb so that he can walk on his own, so he has to be force carried for now until we actually have time to do anything. But the cool thing about stealing from the skeletons is that nobody cares about selling stuff that is stolen from them. So I'm just going through all of the shoddy grade and the like low grade limbs here. So anything that's like high, I'm getting rid of. So like that stuff and that and that and that. And we're gonna keep like the specialist and the masterwork limbs. All that stuff is going to be saved, because that is really good. I think masterwork is the best, and then it goes specialist. And the only reason we're keeping that stealth leg that's high is because it's a stealth leg. If it was not, I would not care nearly as much. But for now, that's kind of all we got here. So we managed to get 29,000 cats just by selling the limbs we stole from the robots. So now that that is done, we can now begin stealing the things that are actually important, which are building materials and other stuff here. Things that we're going to need in order to continue building our base. So I'm having Cirrus right now do some scouting to see exactly where things are at. I see this chain sheets here, but there's no like stealing chance on it, so I'm wondering if it's like I can take it, but then the stealing chance showed up when I looked at it again. So I decided not to steal those. Don't really have a use for those. They would just be something I would sell. But in the meantime, I'm having Cirrus check the rest of the stuff. Nothing is good on the rooftops, so I'm just going to have him check everything that is down here. And we find a bunch of steel bars, some cotton. We got the wheat straw, the fuel, leather is down here. Over in this box, we have robotics and fabric. And then we got these two boxes across here, one of which has copper, other one is empty. And then if we go over to these three boxes, we have some stuff there. We have our building materials and our iron plates. And so we decided to start in the back and kind of work our way around. Now the problem with stealing this stuff is that as soon as the alarm is raised, everyone is going to be upset at us, and it's not going to be a good time. So we're going to start stealing and making sure that we, pause it and that we're good to go. Well, I try to do some fancy stuff here by having Kang come in so that the shopkeepers turn back from Cirrus. But with just so many people coming in, it doesn't really help boost my stealing chances. I still only have a 75% chance, and, well, once I get caught, which I get caught immediately. So, good times. So I'm going to go fast forward through this. Y'all know how stealing goes, and we'll just do some cuts here of me stealing various things. So, at this point, I realize that I have an auto clicker. And what I can do is set the auto click to auto click with the right mouse button. And so right now I'm just putting the mouse and the camera in such a position that it can right click the item that I want to steal, and then also right click the container that it's in immediately. Because when you get caught stealing, it automatically closes the inventory window, which is a huge hassle. So doing this, I don't have to waste like an hour trying to steal 100 items and getting caught every like 3 or every 1 sometimes. But once we're done searching or looting all of that stuff, liberating the goods, we shall say, we move on to the next place. And you can tell I'm struggling here because the right click is constantly happening. But we open up the next one. This one's the copper. So you can see me positioning the camera in such a way that I can just right click without moving the mouse to do both things. And once this stuff is collected, we're out of room for this. So right now I'm pausing the game and editing the auto clicker so it turns off the auto click for right now. And I'm going to transfer this stuff over to Ram the Great. You can see already has the fuel, the steel bars, and all that good jazz there. But otherwise, if I did not transfer that stuff to her, I would be moving much slower. And it didn't really matter anyway, because Cirrus couldn't get to the other side to continue stealing the other stuff. So we have a guard who picked up Cirrus, and usually what they do is they just take me to like the center of town and toss you out. At least that's what they should be doing. However, we run into a bit of a problem here when they decide not to drop me. And I do not know why they decide not to let me down. I think it might be because of all the issues we've been seeing with like pathing and the fact that there's double the people here because the town like spawned in twice or something. But he's just carrying me around and I can't do anything about it. I wait for like an entire day and basically just wait for him to put me down because I don't want to like mess around, and I can't have my guys just pick him up while he's being carried by someone else. And this turns into me having to do a bunch of different stuff. And I mean like a bunch of different things. Like I open up the like building editor menu, look around at some stuff like that. I try to save the game and reload it to reset the squad positions, hoping that it'll like drop him when he loads in, but he doesn't. But what fixes it is when you're in game, if you press, I think it's like Shift Control F12 or something, it brings open this like editor menu where you can like put down buildings, delete buildings, that kind of stuff. You can also select NPCs and then hit the delete button and it deletes them entirely. And so I had to delete this guy from existence so he would drop me. Yeah, it was ridiculous. But I ended up doing that, and you'll see in just a moment here, once the cut happens, that is what happened. And Cirrus is no longer being held by the guy. So, as I said, it's basically the next day because it took me forever to figure out how to deal with this. And Cirrus is now upstairs, I believe, just resting in a bed to get better again. I don't really know why I'm resting, but we did manage to steal back the robotic limbs that we had sold to the shopkeeper the first time. So we're selling them back to this shopkeeper. And we're also going to sell all of the fuel. There is like these steel rods that, not the steel bars that are at the bottom left, but the ones to the right of them, those things. The spring steel, we're selling all of that as well as the armored plates because that stuff is used in armor crafting and other stuff, but we don't need that right now. I also sold the fuel because we don't need the fuel because we're going to be basically just wind power, and that's going to be what we use to power our stuff. So with all that stuff sold, we managed to get 116,000 cats. So it's great. So I'm talking to people, trying to see if there's anyone else who wants to join us, and I see we have Plank again, who we had talked to previously but could not hire at the time. And we decided to hire them for 3,000 cats. We make sure they go on passive and put them outside with the rest of the group. Also, sometime during this, I believe I buy food from the shop. I don't know if that's what I'm doing here. It might be, but just know at some point I buy food from the shop so that way I can give it to our people who are outside just kind of starving because we did not bring food with us. But yeah, everyone else is just unnecessary. They're just people you can hire for like 3 to 5 days, or I guess 1 to 2 days for that guy's case, to protect you or protect your outpost. If you tell them to go to the outpost, they'll walk to the outpost and then defend it there. But I don't think there's any real purpose in doing that. If we were in like a harder place, I could consider doing that, but it's not too bad as we are now, so not worrying much about that. You can see Cirrus there just kind of chilling. I was hoping this Batani guy was someone I could hire, but unfortunately he's not. So we just have Rand go back outside, and we will continue stealing here as soon as Cirrus's stomach gets better. Because with a stomach wound, he gets like a negative 50% stealth penalty. Not that it even really matters at this point that we use stealth, because there's just so many people around, we cannot steal anything. And you can see right there, injuries are causing a negative 53% stealth penalty. So we're just going to cut ahead when he's back, and we'll be stealing the rest of the wheat straw, the building materials, and all that good jazz. And actually, now that I look at it, it looks like their inventory for items may have actually refreshed that day, because I remember the items that were in this particular box were actually different. But we got the auto clicker going again, so we're just click, 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 clicking, clickety clacking, you know. I gotta say, I'm so glad that I found that I remembered that I had the auto clicker, because just watching this, a right click happens every 100 milliseconds is how my auto clicker works. Now imagine me having to manually right click all that time. And at first I was. At first, when I was doing it the first couple of times, I was just like manually just spamming the right click after I figured out I could just align the box and the item. But then I was like, my god, I'm gonna have to do this for like an hour just to get all this loot. And then I remembered I have like an auto clicker installed. And that is where this came from. So good stuff. So I'll basically just be stealing everything that's in these last 3 chests, because it literally took so long to get Cirrus recovered and back to stealing again. I had forgotten what was in the boxes to begin with, so I didn't realize the rest of the stuff had probably respawned. So I don't think I even checked the other 2 boxes. Do I? It's hard to remember. But it's just so satisfying watching like the numbers on the right side go down and the numbers on the left side go up as I steal stuff. It's just a real shame that thievery doesn't go up if you get caught, which is really a bummer, you know? But we have copper plates here as well. And this is me fighting for the right place to start clicking. These copper plates, I believe I sell them too. I don't remember 100%, but at least we still have the metal, the iron bars, or iron plates, sorry, that were here. We also have a bunch more circuits that were not here previously. So I think that's fine for me, you know what I mean? But we're just gonna take all of this lovely stuff, and this will help us to expand our base. And when I say expand our base, I mean we're gonna expand our base. It's gonna be beautiful. So just wait for that. But as you can see, we're just gonna keep taking stuff. Now, since this was going by so fast, I figured I could just show the entire thing of us stealing the stuff, because it wouldn't be like it was before, where it was literally me clicking one thing at a time and all that. But then we take the saws that weren't bolted down, And we're done. So I turned off the auto clicker so I could move around and do some more stuff here. And then we move all of that over. And we get an ungodly amount of wheat straw, like 237 of it. And so I see that there's a chest over here. It just has some cats. I just got to go a little closer. So I take them, take that blueprint, which apparently gives us a bunch of building options here. And then, just like that, I try to go back here and pick the lock on this thing, but unfortunately it beat me down before I can even do that. And then for some reason, Rain the Great decided that they were going to be a smart person and got attacked. But luckily, as I was saying before, it was just a glitch that occurred when they did not drop me, and they'll literally just throw you outside right on the ground. So, good stuff. So I'm just checking who needs more attention first. And I don't actually know why I healed Rain the Great first rather than Cirrus. It might have been because Cirrus was still technically committing a crime, and I felt that if we were to heal him first, that Gills would start getting attacked. But I think it's fine. Anyway, we'll stop here real quick in just a moment. And I noticed that, oh yeah, he is dying. So I say screw it and heal Ceres first to make sure that he does not die. Because if he dies, we're basically screwed. The only person who could like deal with the Holy Nation would be Hops, and he is way too slow to like go places that I need him to go. Unless we get him a leg. Also, I just realized the irony of a guy named Hops losing a leg, so if he did try to go anywhere, he would have to hop. Unfortunately, if you're missing a leg, you cannot actually move in Kenshi. You just crawl, you don't walk, which kind of sucks. But yeah, we're going to spend one more day here with Cirrus resting, and then we're going to go back down and heal Rain the Great. So... and then put Rain in the bed as well, because having more people who can walk is better than having to carry like everyone. So we just sort of pass the time here, and I have Gills pick up the backpack that Rain was carrying, and we do a little bit of trading. So I'll look to see if I can sell any of the stuff that we looted. And I would have sold some stuff if I didn't have a 14% chance of selling it without getting caught. But yeah. So I do decide that rather than stealing from the bar here, which the only thing we would get from the bar would be the backpacks, which most of them are for Leviathans and pets anyway. I do decide that we're going to buy some food. And we end up buying a decent amount of food for them. I mean, it's something we could have stole, but it just would have taken us a longer time. So I buy all of their dried meat. I buy all of their bread, I believe, and all of their meat sticks. And then I buy a couple of the dried ration packs as well. I'm just sort of looking for stuff that can be useful, so I get all the raw meat. I consider buying bandages for a moment, but then think better of it and don't do that. But then we just kind of fill up on food. So we should be good on food for a while, at least until we can begin our own production of food. That is the plan anyway. So I go ahead and just move this backpack back to Rain the Great, so that way we're not wasting time. And Gills is going to pick up Rain the Great, come outside. I'm going to have Kang pick up Cirrus, because I'm just kind of tired of waiting around for people to finish healing, and we're all going to basically head back home, is essentially the plan. So, first things first, though, I do want to check the inventory for the haul, what we got. So we managed to get 150 building materials, 150 iron, a bunch of fabric, circuitry, and it's just so good. But here I decide to give everyone a travel ration. That way they will be able to eat and not starve to death on our journey back. Some of them are getting pretty hungry. You can see the red bar of the hunger showing here. And when they're hungry, they don't fight as well and all that. So we just need to make sure that everyone is given a little something for their trouble. And then we have everyone make sure we match pace. And we'll begin heading back home. So for right now, I tell them to go like right over here, and we're going to walk our way down there. Now they're not moving optimally yet because the people who are carrying people don't have the best strength stat. So I do switch around who carries who here. I'm also moving people off of passive mode, so if we do get attacked on our way back, we can fight back, and we don't just get attacked like losers, essentially. But I'll start heading back home now, is what we're going to be doing. And you can see me right now, I'm checking their speeds by clicking on their portraits to see who has what speed levels, because I feel like we're going really slow, right? So I tell everyone to hold up, and I check the stats of the people here to see who has the highest strength stats. Sad Neil has no strength, so he's not going to be picking anyone up, but Wall has decent strength. We see that Zan has decent strength as well, so we're going to have Gills put down Rain, and then Wall, or Zan is going to pick up Rain the Great. And we're just basically juggling people around until we can run a little bit faster. So I think we were running at like 7 miles per hour before, and now we're running at like a good 12 at least. So that's great. Anyway, skipping ahead, let's go ahead and just go back home. So I got back home, and wouldn't you know it, a bunch of stupid river raptors were once again attacking us. However, the Holy Nation guys were here, and they also do not like river raptors, so they kind of helped out with our river raptor problem, even though most of our guys had gone down, which really sucks. But Gills is going to go run around and start doing stuff. You can see Hops trying to crawl over to help, but I don't know what he's going to do, bite their ankles or something. So I tell him to get out of the way so he doesn't end up wasting our medical supplies. Zan is over here shooting. Sad Neil's over there building. I'm just looking to see the carnage of what has been wrought upon the land. And since we actually have the materials to build this harpoon gun, I'm having Sad Neil build it, because that'll be one of our greatest defensive weapons here once it gets finished. So as you can see, the Holy Nation finished off the river raptors, and now they're gonna wander off. Fortunately, they don't seem to really care about us right now, which is good. I was just making sure there by checking the events that we weren't like getting attacked or I needed to wake Cirrus up for anything. So yeah, right now we save so Gills can get to work and start healing people. I'm checking who needs to be healed first and seeing if anyone else can help real quick, because at this point we need to do some triage essentially. The Holy Nation guys are still messing around in my territory, and I really don't like that. But, I wait for them to all leave and try to lower the gate behind them, but I just get distracted with Sad Neil building this thing, and don't close the gate for like a while after that. So prayer day is on the way to New Haven. They're doing another prayer thing, and this prayer day might not go as smoothly as the last one. So, yeah. Anyway, now that we actually have some more research books and stuff like that, I'm going to have Sad Neil, our resident robot, work on doing research as well, just like our friend Patch, the robot, was doing before. And I basically just queue up everything. I don't even know why I'm like, I'm going to choose this, and then this one, and then this one here, and then I'm going to do this, and then that. I literally just click everything, dude. Come on, past Plagen, click everything. What are you doing? Why are you like this? There you go. Just click everything. Learn just everything. There you go. Come on. Come on. We have plenty of books. Just go. Go, 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 go. Learn it all. So you can see the times adding up over there and whatnot. And Hobbs is still being Hobbs. I tell him to get inside so that he doesn't get attacked and stuff. At some point, we will need to send someone to get a leg for him, so that way he can be a functional member of society. But I have Wall and Zan, now that there's two turrets. They both have a decent turret skill, so I have them on the turrets, and I close the gate so nothing can get in or out right now. So they'll be able to start shooting down enemies that get near and attack the gate, which is gonna be great. So very, very great. So at this point, I'm just kind of trying to recover from the attacks that we have that constantly occur due to the river raptors and all of that. You can see right now the gate's getting attacked. Sad Neil is working on repairing it. However, we have Wall and Zan, who are both shooting down the river raptors with the turrets, and we actually managed to wipe out that nest of river raptors just by shooting them. And this is where we see Prayer Day, the second one, come up. I got my holy prayer book. I'm opening the gate. I'm running over here to say hello, because Cirrus needs to be the one to talk to him. So I'm like, hey, how's it going? So I'm like, I show the holy flame, and I'm like, okay, let's do this. And I do not read the first line, so I tap the first line, and of course that's treason. So they start attacking me, and yeah, I pause because I'm like, what did I do? What did I do wrong here? And I consider loading, and I do load, but we reloaded a little bit back, and some stuff went down, and I think I forgot to start recording again. But the Holy Nation kind of got upset at us for some reason, and now they're attacking everyone. So, yeah. Not great. So anyway, I'm trying to assassinate this guy with Cirrus to level it up, but he just does not want to go down, and he's being a dick about it. Meanwhile, Zan and Wall up here are doing pretty decent. Right now we're lucky that the guys we're fighting from the Holy Empire are the ones wearing those like yellow-orange, I guess it's more orange or whatever, peach-colored shirts, because if they were the ones wearing actual like armor, like paladin armor, we'd be screwed, because the paladins have like, I think 30 to 60, depending upon what they are exactly, attack and defense, whereas these guys are not that bad. But I temporarily open up the gate to let, I think there was a guy attacking the gate out, and I got tired of seeing it. But I have Wall real quick, kill these guys who are near here so that they don't get back up and attack him again. And Zan is trying to go back to work despite being heavily wounded. And I realize that he does not have a medical kit, so I grab one for him so he can heal himself before he bleeds to death, essentially. And once again, you can see Gills, for some reason, decided to get killed, even though she's supposed to be on passive. Everyone else, though, is sleeping and resting well, so we're doing pretty good here. And, yeah. Also, you can kind of see, when I reloaded, all the research that I queued up is no longer queued up. If you look in the upper, or lower left, lower right, sorry, where it says New Haven, research none. Yeah, I reloaded before we had done that, but now I'm just like, okay, screw it, just click, 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 everything goes. Really kind of sucks. So, even though I reloaded and tried to not offend the Prayer Day envoys, for whatever reason, I still somehow pissed them off. So it's not like loading actually did anything to save us here. I think they ended up seeing Sad Neil or one of the other guys and was like, they're non-humans, kill them. And that's kind of what ended up happening. Yeah. So, we will just continue researching things, building things, and all that good jazz here. So, but right now, what I kind of start to do is look through people's, like, jobs and what I'm going to have them do, and deciding what everyone's main objectives and stuff are going to be. So Ruka, for example, is going to be running the bread oven and using the grain silo. So essentially she's going to be cooking our bread, and then when we're out of flour to make more bread with, she's going to be grinding wheat straw into flour. And then once she has enough flour to make bread, she'll be making bread and repeating that over and over again, essentially. I'm also going to have her do some engineering. And we're going to try and have people start repairing some stuff. Building some stuff up. And that stone mine we have across the way, we're going to try to get that defended. And of course, look, I left the gate open for a couple of seconds, and river raptors have invaded already. Ugh. Which means we're all going to get attacked again. And I think Wall is actually able to hit them from there, but Zan has to get off and shoot them with an arrow, which is annoying. You can see in the upper right I'm moving around more because I'm upset that I let those jerks in. And so it upsets me quite a bit. I'm like, this is stupid. These goddamn river raptors. I'm not going to be able to do shit with these river raptors up in here. Just totally unhinged stuff going on behind the scenes here when I'm recording on my own. And yeah. Fear not, though. The time will come soon when we fully get safe. Yeah. Fun times waiting for everyone to recover. But soon we'll be getting stronger and all that. And right here, right now, is when I start thinking God, I really need to rework this base. We are, you know, having some issues here. Because originally my plan with the gate was that we'd have the gate near the water edge, so when people were coming to like attack us, they'd be in the water and we could preemptively, you know, shoot them while they're slow in the water, thus giving us more time to shoot at them. The problem with that, though, is that the place we built it, they are unfortunately able to get on dry land, and that's just not good. I'm also redoing our first aid kit system here, so we're starting to produce the better med kits, which will allow us to heal better and all that good jazz. I told Sirius to get up, but he was like, nah, I want to go back to bed. So I'm kind of thinking I want to lay this place out. And I decided to have Sirius go out and sneak around so we can kind of get an eye on things. I don't actually know why I brought him out here in the first place. It was kind of unnecessary. Maybe it was just to get a better view of things. But anyway, I select a new gate for the new entrance to our domain here. And it's going to be right in the middle of the lake. And that way, whether we go in or out, they absolutely have to swim through it. And it's going to be a nice, good kill hallway too. So we're going to do right there, link it up to the wall. Going to put a ramp right there. And we're going to do the other side of the wall very similarly. If you remember correctly, when we were doing the wall here, the previous gate, we weren't able to put any crossbows on the right side just due to certain limitations. I'm trying to link it up with our existing wall, but it's not letting me for some reason. I don't know why. But I'm like, come on, just get in there. Get in there. But then I have a thought. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Am I an idiot? Actually, I don't have a thought yet, apparently. It comes later. Trust me. But for now, I'm like, that looks pretty decent. Oh, is this where I have the thought? Is this it? I think it is. So my thought is, why would I do that when I could put a wall going all the way around our stone area over here, so that way we can continue to be in safety while mining stone. And so I bring it all the way over here, and then the wall connects into here, and just like that, we have a bigger wall. Of course, the issue with the ramp it needs a little bit to desire. Leaves a little bit to be desired, I will say. We hopefully fix that here later, but for now, we're going to just focus on building up this new outer wall that should help us be a lot more protected in the future here. So I kind of tell everyone who's not assigned a job currently, or is assigned a job that can easily be done and whatnot, to when they are done with said job to come and start building things. And so everyone's rushing out, doing all this and that and this, building hither and thither, to and fro, running around, doing their crazy stuff, right? And it's just a shame that it takes a while to get these to be crafted, right? It just takes so long. And in the meantime, things can just walk through it and whatnot, which is why we're just kind of chilling here. And it's why the next part of this comes into play. So they are continuing to build the wall, and another thought sneaks into my head. We don't just need stone and building materials. No. We also need iron and copper and all that good jazz. So, why don't we use Cirrus and go around and find some places that we can survey to see if we can find a copper or iron deposit and sort of go from there. And actually, I think I've forgotten that the copper and the iron, it needs like a, it has to actually have like a physical node on the ground, I believe. There's no like automated mining thing for it yet. Which, wow, I really just kept recording so long for no real reason, huh? But we're finally getting the wall up here, and it is looking good. Now, there's a problem with making bases this large. Sometimes if there is like containers or stuff too far away, the characters won't path correctly to certain things. So that's why I'm attempting to put stuff closer together. So here we are looking for... I'm looking for an iron mine, but I'm like, I don't see one. What the heck? Well, it doesn't make any sense. But that's because there is no iron mine. It's, you have to do it barehanded for now. Yeah, I see some hungry bandits over there, and they are, apparently already, like, next to me. I didn't realize their leader was, like, in our territory. So I'm trying to tell everyone to get back, to retreat. But of course, they want to keep building, so they're not going to retreat. They're just going to, you know, if I tell Cirrus to go here, look at him, he's trying to, like, run back over there and do stuff. Sad Neil's getting beat up because he was the only one there. We have Wall and Zan, who are actually probably not supposed to be shooting at the Holy Servants, but I think this was part of the issue that I started having right here with the Holy Nation, because there's this Holy Nation guy here who I could talk to, and I didn't realize I just started telling them to shoot at the Holy Nation at this time. I thought they were the hungry bandits who were attacking Sad Neil, but I do try to talk to them, and I'm like, hey, I'm here, and they're like, okay, we will let you go. But because I'm still attacking them, I think it messed up, and they're all still upset at me, kind of. That's why I had those two go off the things there. And as you can see, they're still trying to go out and build stuff. And we still got some of the Holy Paladins trying to kill me, and it has turned into a shit show. We're all going down once again. And yeah, now the Dust Bandits are over here and insulting us and stuff. But I think the Holy Empire is going to be fighting them, taking them down for us, because they also don't like bandits, so I think we'll be okay, kind of. But, I'm just kind of doing what we can here. And I'm like, I'm just going to close the gate real quick, because we do have Wall and Zan over on the wall, ready to provide support. I do just see Oran is outside the wall, though, and I try to have her pick up Sad Neil. But of course the bandits, seeing the weakness of our flesh over here, decide that they're going to attack Oran, who's the only one who's outside the gate that is not downed. And, well, that happens. So, with that in mind, we continue to recover and do what we can here while the stupid bandits try to wail on our wall. I go ahead and put Ruka and stuff in bed, but she gets back up immediately. But you can see the bandits are getting just shot to hell by the crossbows here. And so I just grab all their stuff to make sure that they don't get back up, because I don't want them to do that. But at this point in time, both Wall and Zan are getting really good with crossbows and turrets. And so they're getting more and more accurate. And because they're getting more and more accurate, they are doing more and more damage and killing things much faster. Which means we have less to worry about as long as we are safe inside our walls. But that doesn't help if I keep keeping the gate open, as you can clearly see. So, yeah. It gets a little bit annoying having to deal with these guys like this, but sometimes that's just what happens, right? So even though Oran is still outside there, we're closing the gate just to make sure that we're secure in here for now. I tell Gills to go out here, and then we're going to very carefully pick up Oran and just get her back inside before any bandits and stuff get inside. You can see Cirrus trying to sneak out, same with Rain the Great. They're trying to go build. But I'm like, no, guys, recover your health first. Stop being idiots. So anyway, there's this one bandit who survived and gets like one-tapped by Zan up here. Like, so good. So good. I'm just kind of checking their turret level, and we're at like 26, 30 almost. It's doing pretty well. I did notice Wall had on a helmet that lowered his perception, which actually causes him to not be as good with turrets. So I immediately take that off. And I think my guys are going to heal Zan and Wall right now. But I'm just checking everyone, making sure everyone's okay. Then I see Sad Neil, and I'm like, Sad Neil, why are you injured? What is happening? Why is no one healing you? I find this out later, but Gills does not have the robotics job assigned, where you can see Cirrus has medic and then robotics. Robotics means that they will repair robotic components too. But yeah, so I see some iron over here. You can see those two nodes. And so I'm going to build a wall around those two iron nodes there to get that within the walls. And do even more building. It's a little bit tricky to get the wall the way I want it here. I'm trying to get it to connect so I can just kind of delete the wall that currently exists, but it keeps being dumb. And I keep thinking I got it, like, oh, it's going on the correct side now, but no, it is not. It keeps kind of turning at like a 180-degree angle. It's like, come on now. So I just tell Cirrus to dismantle that wall so I can put it down properly. Then I open that gate so everyone can go out and start building again. And now, without trying to connect to other weird sides of the wall, we can have him place a wall around this area and make sure to make it decently big. It doesn't have to be a massive area, but I just connect it here and call that good. And then I have Cirrus dismantle the other pieces of the wall that are still on the interior side. Of course, this means people can just come through this gap in the wall until we're finished building, but it'll be fine, right? 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 I don't know. Let's watch and find out. But I have Sirius pick up the recycled building materials and continue to assist building things. And you can see everyone coming up and trying to help out here. And so this is relatively safe right now. We don't have anyone nearby who's trying to kill us, at least, so we're just gonna skip ahead until we get the walls basically finished, because it will take a little while to do so. So anyway, we're moving right along to the completion. You can see that the wall over there is done, the wall over here is done, and the initial gate we had is torn down, so that area is just nice, big and open. And this wall over here is nice and finished. It looks good, right? Sirius did get attacked by, I forget what, over in this direction, but he's fine now, don't worry about it. You can also see where Rain the Great and Kang are, that whole area right there, where that little dip in the water line is at, where it goes towards the wall. There's some weird pathing around that area that is preventing them from, like, they keep getting stuck. So I've had to like save and reload a couple of times to fix that issue. But I do want to get these crossbows up and running again. So I'm putting 2 crossbows on each side of the doorway here on the wall. That way we can shoot down in times of duress and purge our enemies from the land, essentially. So you can see these ones are already built, and I'm trying to get them on the wall, but sometimes when you save and load, it puts them inside the wall instead of on top of the wall. But that's fine. Our guys are on the wall again, and they are safe. So now the only way for anything to get into us is to, of course, go through this gate, which has Wall and Zan both on a turret. You can also see the little place that our turrets, our original turrets were at, that is still jetting out. I'm leaving that for a couple of reasons, like a good fallback point, but also because I just didn't want to tear down the turrets and have to deal with that. So right now I'm trying to make like a bridge across the water so my guys don't have to swim to get to these turrets. And the plan is to build like a wall here and then put a ramp on this side so they can just walk directly over. And after some finagling, I managed to get it, but it's still kind of finicky. I'm kind of waiting for everyone to finish building the stuff they're currently building so they're out of the way. But we're going to skip ahead a bit here. Now that peace has returned, you can see Dirt is harvesting crops. And even though some people were attacking our door just a moment ago, they are all dead now. So now we're going to try the wall once again, since everyone's basically out of our way. So we connect it there, move it over to here, go up a little bit, so that way it's just a nice level platform. We put a ramp here, and confirm it. They'll be able to build this, and the hope is that they can just walk across just directly to those turrets from this side. And also, if they want to get from this side of the river to the other side, they can just take this bridge. There are some bridge objects that I could build, but I could not for the life of me get them to go across the river without like dipping down into the river and just being a huge pain. So I decided to say, never mind, I'll just try this out for good measure. And you can see Dirt is very slowly harvesting this stuff. He's getting a lot of failed messages popping up because his laboring and farming skill is not very good yet. But it'll take him a little while. But eventually he will start to get really good at farming, to where he gets basically every single crop in there. We will also start expanding the fields at some point, but not for a little bit yet. I'm also going to have gills, such we have spare hemp, start creating some of the better medkits, the kind of mid-tier medkits anyway. And as you can see, they were walking alongside the wall instead of over it, so still not really sure what they're doing. But Plank at the moment has no work to do because the cooking stove is empty and all that, so I start assigning people to mine iron and gonna have people mine some stone. Sorry, I'm just assigning jobs, seeing if they will start working and all that. Just kind of determining who's going to do what. Unfortunately, I can't assign people who are unconscious to do things. But I think everyone is just resting, so I can assign them to mine. I'm going to have her work the stone processor first, and then when the stone processor is out of stone, she'll mine for more stone. And that'll be what I have them do. But as you can see, Oran is still going for a swim. They're not using the wall like I thought they would. But I'm still assigning people to do more mining and everything. To, you know, hopefully start generating our own iron bars and iron plates and building materials so we don't have to steal or buy from people. But things are looking up for us now. We are in a much better position than we were when we started this episode today, and things are looking good. I'm trying to figure out why Zan won't get on the turret, but I'm an idiot and don't realize for some reason passive has been checked on him. And I'm like, okay, what the hell is he doing? Maybe if I go to the other side, he'll get on one of the turrets. And I'm thinking, hey, maybe he'll use the wall to the left here. He just does not really want to use one. But let's check and see if he uses the new wall or if he goes all the way along the wall. Yeah. I don't remember if I loaded again after we built that or not, but yeah. Anyway, you can see these guys standing outside here. They're not too happy with us, but we're just gonna ignore them. And I can see that we have a Holy Nation assault coming very soon, and that's not gonna be good. We pissed off the Holy Nation, they're sending people to attack us. So hopefully we can talk them down. Otherwise, we're going to have to hope that our two turret guys are able to fend them off. And I'm trying to send Cirrus out to see if I can talk to these guys. Making sure they don't have a reputation or a bounty with them. But I'm going to send Cirrus to go to... Right, I'm sending Cirrus to go to Blister Hill so that he can try to recruit some more people in a bar so we have more labor to work our things here. I think I could also buy some slaves if I really wanted to, which I might do here, but we're rounding up near the end of the episode for today. As you can see, the Inquisition has arrived, and they're very unhappy about what we're doing, and they're going to start attacking very soon. For some reason, I don't know what happened, Cirrus just got attacked, put in jail, and at this point I sort of rage quit because I don't know why I'm getting attacked or whatnot, because Cirrus didn't have a bounty with them or anything. And the rest of the group here, you can kind of see in just a moment the walls, for whatever reason, are not working. They like teleported through the wall and got up here. So I'm like, screw this. You know what? I'll just quit. We will reload the nearest save, and from there we'll figure out what to do next time. So next time, watch as we try to survive an assault, recruit more friends, and go from there. Bye for now.